our wonderful morning briefing show from Admirals. My name is Markus, and I'm happy to have you here. And Sawadee Khap, but you see, I'm back in my home office. I came back yesterday morning, and I'm quite happy that I'm healthy back and we can make our morning show here to normal times. It's 8:30 right before the markets open, and we will see what we can do today. Okay, so you see we stream this show on YouTube right now, so you will find a button in the right corner. You can click on it to subscribe this channel, because you don't then you don't miss a show from this morning show or from Paul or Jens in this my congenius partners, by the way. And you can give us a like if you want, or you can leave a comment if you have any questions to specific details about the show or whatever there is in your mind. Feel free to ask. I can see it here on YouTube. Barry, good morning. Vladimir, good morning. And I can see your comments here on Zoom as well. And by the way, thanks to Admirals that we can do this almost for 1 year right now. And I hope we can continue next week also. And thanks to Nastia, she's opening the webinar this morning, the show, and she's my great background moderator in the back. Thanks, Nastia, and wonderful good morning for you too. So let's see and stream. Let me share my screen. Here we go. Where is it? Oh, here we go. That's the right one. Okay. So let me fix the chat. Everything is fine here. Wonderful. Good morning, Lisa. Mike, Sawadee Khap. Then who is there with me? Ian, Tina, Plumman, Soreen, wonderful, good morning. Lisa, Plum, and here also, and Hartmut, wonderful, good morning. Uwe, nice to have you back here in the show. Stefan, wonderful, good morning. Okay, so let's start with the interesting news this morning for December the 6th. As you can see here in premium, you will find the news: Italian billionaires, Fondazione CRT raise over stake in Generali, for example. Then the CFM International Saudi Arabia Airlines agreed here on 8.5 billion deal at last price. Very interesting information here. And of course, Alibaba reshuffles e-commerce teams amid competition. So what do we expect today? For today, nothing. You see, Monday, nothing, but you should put on your plate this morning. From today to morning, we expect the Australian rate decision. We will talk about tomorrow about this interesting part. And of course, we have a couple of rate decisions this week. You should put it on your plate, please, this morning. Let me invite you to our webinars for this week. So first, Paul is talking on Wednesday about simple trading strategies for beginners in 2022. And on Friday, one of my partners is talking about trading psychology, entering and staying in your zone during your trading day. A very interesting topic, by the way. It's a highly recommendation from my side to join both webinars, by the way. Okay, and of course, I want to invite you to Admirals here on Telegram. Follow this in case you use Telegram beside of WhatsApp, by the way. Then you will never miss any interesting information, links like some like here you can see here. And by the way, just in my own words, you can see the masterclass trading online course is released right now. That's the topics, kind of how does the price develop in real, the law of probability, very, very deep stuff. So you can, you will find it here in this link, by the way. If you have more information, send me over my homepage something else. Okay, let's go. And we start as every morning with the DAX 10 minutes. And actually, we on the right corner, on the right edge on the chart, first of all, we see that we have two running trades, or two trades at the moment. So, and the first one basically is the red one. And you see there was no trend continuation here on this point too. Therefore, the trend will break a bit over the point of control at this point 3, which is very interesting. Give me my, here we go. So the point 3 actually is here. That's the point 3. And here's the point 2. So there was no trend continuation. Therefore, at the point 3, this downtrend will break. So we have 2 trends right now. The main trend is running down. And actually, the trend will break at this point 3 here. And on the right side, the correction is running in its own trend, which is really interesting. There was the point 2. That was the second trend arm. There was the lovely balance candle. And you see, we overcame the point 2 again. Second trend arm actually in this corrective trend actually was running again. And we are in the 1, 2, 3, 4. Now we are in the 5th correction right now. We are up to close to reach the point of control again. And then we will see what's happened. Maybe we continue this one, maybe, and then to the lower side. Actually, I don't care about that because that's the running trade. And here you had your, maybe you were speculating in the second trend arm here. This is really interesting. In case you use the second trend arm, which was here, and you were speculating on a trend continuation, then it was not working for the moment because there was no close. So in case you see that is not running, and in case you were in, you had an open position, but there was no close, which means you have still running a short trend, and you see that the price is not working for you here, it's a good opportunity to close with a tiny loss and to do it again, or then to trade in the other direction. Always you see on the right side of the right edge of the chart, you have to trade what you see. And if you see it's not working, get out of the bus when you see it works not for you, or the bus is not running, is not driving you or driving in the right direction. We have always the possibility to make a re-entry. Okay, so I have a question here on YouTube, Stefan. My question is, can we use pin bar or engulfing bar or balance candle is only what we're looking for? It doesn't matter. The most important point is that you learn how to draw the trend correctly, because there are so many mistakes you can make in drawing a trend. But for that, you have to understand the logic of trend drawing. This is why I recommend the course, by the way. So, and how you, how the correction shows up at the end, and which kind of, how should I say, when the price is changing and the correction is coming to an end, which kind of patterns do you use? Heikin-Ashi balance candle, any patterns like this, doesn't matter. The point is, you have to figure out when the correction comes to an end and when the second or the third or the fourth trend arm is continuing. In Heikin-Ashi, there is only balance candle we are looking for. In bar chart, you can look for signal candles. Yes, by the way, that's balance candle is more easy to see. And it's if a balance candle shows up, then you see, okay, in this period, they move the price by volume, and it's the possible end of the correction. It's easier to read the chart. If you work with normal candles, which you can do also, by the way, you have a lot of patterns, reversal bars, bullish, bearish, engulfing, harami, like something like it works also. Doesn't matter which kind of occurrence you use that you see the correction comes to an end. It's the most easy part to work with Heikin-Ashi, but it's not a need. You can work whatever you do. Can work whatever it is, and it works for you. You have to stay in your zone. You have to feel comfortable with this turning points in the correction zone. So let's go to the Dow Jones, and you see we had a lovely trade, was very successful. We reached a point of control, and it was not the worst thing to close the price, to close the trade at the point of control. Yeah, finally, to be honest, the price went a bit lower. So what you should there, if you trade the trend, then you had the stop loss maybe here. Yeah. And then, yeah, in point you get out here, it's not more profit. So it was a good thing to close the price in this moment and follow the plan, which is very, very important. So which situation do we have on the right side here right now? Actually, kind of not really a trend for the moment, because point 2, correction. And for a new trend, we need a correction above the last point 2. Maybe this could happen in the next moment, next hours, and maybe the next correction, then we could trade to the long side again. I guess it will not happen today, maybe tomorrow it could happen. Let's go to DAX 40. Here we have a similar situation. Actually, there is no trade on the right side. Yeah, here we went out and we closed the profit at the point of control. We followed the plan. Everything was fine. If you write the trend, basically, then this is your trend. That was the first trend arm. That was the second, third, fourth, and then fifth. You see, and there was no trend continuation, because if you write the trend, or if you want to trade the trend, yeah, then that's the last point 3. And if you have a stop loss perfectly at point 3, yeah, then there's your stop loss here at that moment. And you see, in case you want to write the trend, because there was no trend continuation, it was not possible, technically possible, to trail the stop loss here, because there was no trend continuation. So the perfect or the proper stop loss is placed at the point 3 here. Yeah, so that's what happened on the right side of the chart. So of course, the rest is just it's just on you how you trail your stop loss. So for me, it was not the worst thing to get out here at the point of control. So is there a trend on the right side of the chart? Actually, no, there is not. It's not a perfect trend here right now. Okay, let's go to gold. What's here? You see, we are still circling the right side. We're still circling around the point of control. It was not so hard, not so easy to write, but now there is a new trend. And this is your trend right now on the right side. So first trend arm. Now we're on a second move, which means the second correction could be ours. Yeah. So therefore, I have gold on my watch list for today, maybe tomorrow. Then British pound USD. Still in short. Actually, nothing to do. Then Euro USD. And here was a good thing to get out. Yeah, and it was a small loss. It was a small profit, by the way, because that's the trend. And I show you what I want to do here. So first of all, just realize that the point of control is still far away. It's up at 121, 121.25. So you see, we have a really, yeah, cool distance to go to make money. But also we have to realize that they build up volume here in this zone. The next volume zone is here, which could be a really interesting distance. And then here, and then of course, then the point of control. So however it is, we have to go, we are looking for a long situation, actually. So we did it in the first spot. And that was the trend. First trend arm. And the second one, here we did it. Yeah. And now that was Mr. Powell, by the way. And still we are on the third trend arm. And I'm still waiting for a new entry. Yeah, because I want to, point of control is quite far away. So the first attempt was very successful because we get out here with the partial profit, and we try to stop and get out here with the rest. So in the end result, it was a profit. So now we're on the third trend arm, and the trend will break here. And as long as this is not happening, we have to admit that either we get a trend continuation or a trend break at the 0.3. So here we are still in the correction in the third trend arm. Yeah, this is also possible because, point of control is up, and there's a guarantee. In trading, we have private traders, and private traders, we have no guarantee, which we cannot influence the price, which means you don't know what happens next. But we have private traders, we have two guarantees. First guarantee, if you have a trend, then there must happen a trend continuation or a trend break. This is a guarantee. That's a fact, because it's based on price and volume. That's logic. And the second guarantee is that the price goes back to its point of control, because there's only one granted exception, that they turn the point of control to another price. But then you can see it with the volume price, when they grow up with a higher volume at another price. But this is not happening right now, which leads us to the situation that the price must go up and back to the point of control. When? I don't know. I don't care, because for that I have my rules and my trade management. This is what we have to follow. And now we are waiting for next balance candle, and then maybe we can go up here and speculating for a trend continuation. But finally, two things must happen: trend continuation or trend break. Okay, so, and finally, Bitcoin. And I hope you did it with me. You see, great trade, but that was in daily chart, We were speculating first. Let me show you this again. So in 4-hourly chart, I said, this is a trend. That was the correction. There was no trend continuation. So last week we said, okay, let's speculating one trading idea in case second trend arm will work up. So in this case, one of the seldom cases, but sometimes happens, we don't have 100% guarantee. The second trend arm were not working. But it was not a loss. It was not a loss because we had an entry, a pending order at the 0.2. So I don't care. It was not a loss because in the second trend arm, entry at the 0.2. So, and the second trading idea was in daily chart. And and as you can see, here we did it, because that was my first trend arm. That was the second one, and there was not really a trend continuation, which means that was still my second trend arm, and you see it worked. Entry close to the 0.2. There was the exit. I said, okay, at the point of at the point of high, there is my final target. And you see, second trend arm, it worked and it hit it perfectly. So trend is still going down in daily chart, and actually on the right side we saw the trend continuation in 4-hourly chart. That was this one. So hitting point of control, and finally another trend continuation. You see, even in Bitcoin, you can trade, you can ride the trend all the time and follow the rules. Also, just Bitcoin is a product and the price is influenced by volume. That's all. How come you are trading Bitcoin? In past sessions, you have said that you will not trade Bitcoin since it is the currency on the dark web. It's still on, but this is my private opinion. So it's just a product. And in trading, by the way, you have to be willing to go on. I have my private opinion about basically, and this digital currencies at all, basically, but it does not mean that I cannot change my mind. And you see, I can trade Bitcoin also. It's just a normal product. My private opinion is still comes from darknet, but this is private opinion. So in trading, you have to make your own process, and it's okay that you go on. Yeah, it's having an opinion is one thing, but trading with an opinion is another thing. Yeah, in trading, you have to follow the rules, by the way. So that was the focus charts. Let's go. Before we go to our running trades, we have the question of today. It's my usually Monday question. And I want to know from you today, December the 6th, Santa Claus, what are your trading goals for this week? We're coming closer to the end of the year. You know, I want to stick to the rules under all circumstances, and I want to work on my trade management. What's your goal for this week? Just only for this week. And, you know, I will ask you on Friday if you reach your goals. So please make it sure that you reach your goals this week. So therefore, what's in your mind? So what's the running trades, by the way? So first, we have Euro British Pound. It's the running trend, and we are still in. And we can trail the stop loss. Why? Yeah, the trend we're continuing. So you see, and we are on the way. That was the second trend arm. And now that was the third one. We saw a trend continuation because there was a close above the last 0.3. Here's the last 0.3, which means we are in a fourth trend arm right now. And maybe we go back to the point of control. So therefore, I trailed the stop perfectly below the last 0.3. So we made two partial profits. It's just 25% of my position is still running, and maybe we go back to the point of control. So there is no loss to expect anymore. A bit different, difficult is Swiss franc Japanese yen. And here I trailed my stop loss. So because that was the trend, or that is still the trend, by the way. And it's not the perfect one, but technically correct. So there was a bit trend continuation here. Isn't it? No, sorry, that was wrong. Sorry, my fault. Here we go. That's the second trend arm. And you know, we get in at the 0.2. Yeah, and actually there's no trend coming exactly that pulled out into this trade, unfortunately. Yeah, and then the trade is not running for me. So actually my stop loss was there. And as I can see, I'm sitting in the wrong bus. I trailed my stop closer to have a tiny loss. And then I get out. And in case two things must happen, trend break, that's the 0.2, 0.3. Only two things must happen, trend break there or trend continuation there, just only this thing. So, and as long as I'm still in the second trend arm, I have to speculate that we see a trend continuation. Yeah, and in case I get out, I will set a pending order at the 0.2 again, in case finally we will go up. Otherwise, we see a trend break, then it's over. Okay, so in daily chart, we have still two trades. No, we are out. And it was working for us. Wonderful new trend. We hit the target. So one, second trend arm, entry, partial profits, next correction, and up in the target at the point of high here. So that was my target, and it works here really cool. So the next one in daily chart is also still running, and no, not longer, because we are out, because I trailed the stop loss. You see, I trailed the stop loss, and we get out to have a tiny loss. We cannot challenging the point of control for the moment. And there was not still a trend continuation, which means it's still on my plate. Yeah, so you see 0.2, still in a second trend arm because there's no trend continuation. And here again, 0.2, 0.3. Only two things must happen: trend break, trend continuation. So, and now just waiting. Actually, you see on the right side, we are going lower in the price Just wait. There is the point of low as a kind of support, maybe point of control as a kind of, resist, but the price is just an orientation. Yeah, just wait for it. Therefore, still on my watch list. Okay, so what's this is a watch list. So what do I have on 4-hourly chart on a watch list for today? This is US dollar Japanese yen, by the way. And why is it? Because it's a short. So point of control is quite far away. So check it out. So first and second, and no trend continuation here right now, which means we are still in a second trend arm. And that's the point 2 here. And that's the point 3. Trend break there or trend continuation there. Point of control is quite far away, which we have to make a pending order at the point 2 to speculate in this second trend arm. This is a trading proposal for today. And in daily chart, it's still Australian dollar, New Zealand dollar. That's the trend. 1 and 2, still second trend arm, just waiting for the next balance candle, or finally entry at the point 2, to go up to the point of control. This is what you can do here. Or if you see a balance candle, you can go here in the correction. It's just on you. Let me give you the link. Let me give you the link. So here's the link in case you want to learn trading in this way. Okay, so let's go on. And of course, the FTSE is in a short, and I'm waiting here for the turning point. That's the first trend arm, and that's the second trend arm. And we are waiting for the turning point, and then let's go down. It's up to you if you go in here or at the point 2, trend will break at the point 3, whatever there is, just on the watch list, by the way. Okay, so my question for you today is, what are your trading goals for this week? And again, this is one of the logic things in trading you have to realize. If you want to become really a professional trader, you need goals, final goals, with a specific date. Because if you don't put a date on your goals, there is no kind of pressure to reach these goals. So, and don't forget, your time, your lifetime is running up. And unfortunately, too many people fail and mistaken in trading. Why? They have no goals. And if you don't have a goal, there is no rush, there is no pressure on you that you do anything to reach goals. So I can recommend that you make tiny steps. So kind of baby steps. Put 1 day or 1 week. And you have to make it more specific. For example, it's not a goal in that sense that we say, I want to become a successful trader. What is it? It's kind of the same you would say, I want to buy a new car. What car? Mercedes, BMW, whatever, or Skoda, or whatever there is. So specific goals like this one. I want to stick to the rules. Raquel, of course not. Of course not. So specific, like I want to stick to rules under all circumstances. Or I want to work on my trade management. This is specific goals because you need this. Because if you reach it, and you can celebrate it. It's for your mindset that you be successful in tiny baby steps. This is what you can do in trading and what I recommend for this week. So thank you very much for this trading, for this show. I wish you a wonderful trading day. And as always, have courage and be kind, and may the force of the rules be